Okay, by looking at the number, we have the 12.45. So if you will know the place value of the following, you can read and write it correctly. So when we are writing the decimal number in words, we need to look at the whole number first. So the whole number there would be 12. So how do we spell 12? That would be TWELVE, 12. And always remember that the decimal point is what we called in words as end. And our decimal, 4 is your tenths, and your 5 is your hundredths. So we can see that 45, what is your last place value? 5, which is hundredths. So we can see that we read this number as 12 and 45 hundredths. So today we will learn about reading and writing decimal numbers in our given numbers in the next slide. So this would be our aim for today, that I want you to write in your math notebook. We will read and write decimal numbers using their place values. Again, we will read and write decimal numbers using their place values. Okay, let's proceed with our activity. Write each digit in the place value table and its decimal numbers in words. Again, in your activity, we need to write each digit in the place value table and its decimal numbers in words. So let's have the following decimal numbers. We have 4 items. So let's start with letter A. We have 23.065. So the first thing we need to do is to write the following in our decimal place value table. 2 is for tens, 3 is for ones. Do not forget the decimal point. 0 for the tenths, 6 for the hundreds, and 5 for thousands. So how do we write the following decimal number into words? So always remember that when we are using the decimal place value chart, we can write it more easier or easily. So first we need to write the whole number, which is 23, and the decimal point, which is, and ignore the 0 because 0 is no value, so we'll have the hundreds. Okay, so we need to read as 165, and the last decimal place value is thousands. So we'll put thousands. So we can write the following decimal number into 23 and 65 thousandths. Now it's your turn to answer item B, C, and D. So I want you to pause the video and answer the following, then we will check it after. Okay, time is up. So let's check your answers. In letter B, we need first to input our numbers in correct place values. 2 for hundreds, 0 for tens, 3 for ones, your decimal point. 0 for tens, hundreds would be 6, 0 for thousands, and the 10,000s, which is the 5. So first we need to read the whole number, which is 203, your decimal point, and do not mention the 0 in tens because there is no value. So we'll have the 600s or 600. 0 has no value because this is 0. So we'll jump up with ten thousandths, which is 5. So 600 5 ten thousandths. So we can read the following number into 203 and 600 5 ten thousandths. How about the letter C? Again, we need to input it in correct place value, and we can read this as 0. Our ones, tens, hundreds is 0, so we cannot read it because it has no value. So we'll start at the digit 6. So we can see that, or we can read this one as 65 ten thousandths. Again, 65 ten thousandths. And the last one, I forgot to put the thousands, but then we are all know that the next of hundreds would be thousands. So thousands for one thousands, two hundreds, three tenths, zero for ones, 0 for tenths, 6 for hundreds, 5 for thousandths, and 2 for the ten thousandths. So let's start with the whole number. We have 1,230, and for the decimal point, and 652 ten thousandths. So I hope that you got the correct answer in items B, C, and D. So how do we read and write decimal numbers in words? So always remember that we read and write the decimal to the left to the decimal number as a whole number first. Next is the decimal point we use in words as and. Then the decimal digit with its correct place value. So let's try this one. How can we write the following into another way? So in reading the numbers, we can read the following as 501 point. We can read the decimal point as point and separate the numbers 964. Again, we can read in another way this number as 501.964. So this is how we easily read and write a decimal number using the place value chart. Now that you know how to read and write decimal numbers, I want you to work on with your offline activity in the workbook Seat Work number 3, page 5. So do not forget, after answering the following, you need to submit your work in our Google Classroom. That would be seat work number 1, seat work, or I mean, worksheet being number 8.3. So that would be all for today. Adios.